welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today's video is going to be about cherophobia, or the fear of being happy. So if you are an individual that has a phobia or a fear of being happy, it usually is associated with a negative event or a series of negative events that has happened while you're in a state of happiness. So you associate happiness with pain. Also, people that fear happiness have a consistent habit of staying on guard or consistently in the future because they are trying to limit unhappiness even though they have a fear of it. So essentially this individual is contradicting themselves. So they have a fear of being happy, yet they are limiting, they're not happy within their lives, obviously, so they are trying to limit something that is already happening now. So essentially, this person is always in the future. Happiness is always in the here and now, and it is always a state of mind. So it is very helpful if you're an individual that has a fear of happiness to start associating things with happiness. People that have cherophobia have obviously fear of pain, but if you are not happy, then you are obviously in a state of some sort of pain. So it is really, really helpful if you are a person that struggles with this to start a list or a journal of some sort of a self-wonder list, or some type of wonder that sparks your interest or allows you to see things outside of yourself. So when people are not in a state of happiness, they think that their happiness is somewhere in the future. So they are constantly in the future rather than in the here and now, and this is a form of mindfulness. But if you associate happiness with pain, it's going to be really difficult. You're going to have a really difficult life. So associating self-wonder or a state of tingliness or delight. An example of this could be, we have 2 kitties, and cats are very independent. So an example of a state of wonder would be, why are cats love us and want to hang around us even when they don't have to? This is kind of a form of a state of wonder, or thinking about things that are outside of yourself, such as how large is the universe. When a lot of times when people, myself, when I think about space or the universe or how things are infinite, like things that spark your attention or allow you to think that there is more to life than the physical and yourself. So human beings are social creatures, and all of us are interconnected. So I notice along my journey, and people that struggle with happiness or associate happiness with pain don't have a very good support system, or they feel that they are not connected in some way. So people that feel like they have to do everything on their own have a really hard time with associating happiness with good things. So human beings are not meant to do things by themselves. That's why people are different, and they have different personality traits, because we are meant to kind of lift each other up when we have a weakness. This is why it is essential when we want to heal anything within our life. It will take 10 times as long to heal something within ourselves if we feel like we are by ourselves or we have to do everything by ourselves. So a fear of happiness and not having a good support group, or a not feeling connected with other people, it's going to be really helpful if you feel like if you're connected with other people. If you don't, then that is also a form of pain, and you are going to have a really hard time finding joy, because what happens is that when people our fear of happiness, they aren't getting some sort of need met, and it's usually an emotional need. This is why when people say that someone isn't sympathetic or empathetic, it's because they're not getting a fundamental emotional need, such as understanding or safety or a sense of connectedness. So they don't have the energy to connect with other people. So it's really helpful to, if you have if you have a fear of being happy, be around people that have a very contagious vibe about them, or it's very inspiring. This will also might help with if you have a self-wonder list or a wondrous list. This will help kind of have like a spaciousness or an expanding feeling about yourself when you're with other people that have a really good vibe or a contagious vibe. Some people really like grateful lists. I personally like the wondrous list or the self-wonder list because it works better for me, but keeping a grateful list, study has shown that if you keep a gratitude journal or things that you're extremely grateful for, it puts things into perspective, and it also allows you to keep in mind that there are good things that happen without the association of bad things. Also, it was really, really helpful for me. Every day for probably a year, I actually wrote down everything that happened to me during a course of a day, like anything from a very minute detail to when I went to bed. I recorded everything that happened during the course of a day, which is a work day, a weekday, a weekend, what I did on the weekend, what I ate, and this really helped me put into perspective that if you are someone that is afraid that another shoe will drop, it is okay to keep that in mind, but also start doing everything that happens to you during a course of a day. Write it down, and then you can go back and read it and realize that, because it puts things into perspective, that a year has gone by and nothing detrimentally bad has happened to me, or if something did have bad happen to me, or I didn't have a good day, or maybe if I didn't get a specific job that I wanted, that there are other positive things that came after this specific event. It's really helpful to put it in writing because it allows your subconscious to pick it up, so that it can be a reminder that, hey, the things that you're worried about, or the other shoe dropping, isn't going to happen if you consistently write down what goes on in the course of a day, because there are really good things that happen during a time, like it didn't rain today, or it was a beautiful day, or we got to see a flower that we haven't normally seen or in a while, and we forget about that stuff. So we're so focused on something really bad happening, or so guarded that we forget that there are good things and that there is happiness around us. So if you are someone that struggles with cherophobia, these are some really helpful tips that has helped me along my journey, and to limit kind of anxiety and to put things into perspective. Also, find out what you're really good at, and then start using it as a gift. This will help your sense of community, and it will help your sense of connection with other people, and realize that there are multiple people in this world and multiple things that can happen that are not negative, such as if you have a really good eye for art, or you're a really good motivational speaker, or let people experience that gift, because it's not really going to be a use if you just keep it to yourself, or if you're only focusing on what could possibly go wrong. And chances are the things that you're actually worried about never happen. And this is a really common quote, but it's really, really helpful for people to hear if they are someone that struggles with unhappiness. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.